Spirit's not a lemon. If you want to be a lemon, you might as well hear it. You can't be a fruit of the Spirit, cause the fruit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control.
Did you know that lemon trees can live over 50 years?
What? That is wild! Hey guys, I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Adam.
And welcome to week 8 of Fruits of the Spirit. This week is a special week. We're going to be talking about mindfulness and how that helps us display the fruits of the Spirit. Our Bible verse today comes from Romans 2:12. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect.
So today we're going to be talking about the fruits of the Spirit, but in a different type of way. So we've gone over all the fruits, and now we're going to talk about how to use these fruits of the Spirit whenever it's not so easy. And so it's not always easy to be kind. It's not always easy to be faithful. And so all of us are going to kind of discuss like our own personal ways that we practice using the fruits that are hard for us to use. So yeah.
So I'm going to be talking about journaling and how that can tie into some of the fruits of the Spirit. For me personally, self-control and sometimes even faithfulness are ones that I am not the best at all the time. And I've found that journaling and writing things down can help a lot with those two things. So for self-control, whenever I'm angry and it doesn't have to be anger, but just any feeling a strong emotion, like sadness, even happiness, just any strong emotion that you're feeling at the time. For me, I like to write it down, and that really helps, even if no one ever sees it, or even if I don't ever read it again. It's helpful to get that out on paper, and that way sometimes when it shouldn't be directed at someone else, it can just be directed to my journal, and that way I don't explode on someone else or project my feelings on someone else who doesn't deserve that. So that's one way I use journaling, just writing down how you're feeling and what's going on, and you can keep it private so you don't have to share with anyone if you don't feel like it, and that can just be your safe space to put all of your thoughts and your feelings on paper. And with faithfulness, journaling can also be used. Sometimes I like to write down my prayers, and that helps me feel a little bit more connected to God in a way. I'm writing it down. It's kind of like I'm writing him a letter, and sometimes I do it like that. I actually write Dear God, and then I write him a little letter, and I even sign it, Love Hazel. And it might feel kind of cheesy or weird or not natural at first, but for me it really helps, and just sometimes praying in my mind or even talking out loud, it just makes me feel better to write those words down, and it makes me feel closer to God, which I think relates back for me to faithfulness and being faithful to Him, and refocusing my mind on Him. So yeah, if you want to try it, go for it. You don't need an actual journal. You can just get some paper if you don't have a journal at home, or you can just go buy a journal from Walmart. But I find it really helpful, and I really like multi-colored pens too, and that just makes it a little more fun. But whatever works for you, figure that out. So, yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to be talking about deep breathing and being able to step away from situations. And with that, I'm going to be discussing peace and patience. Those are two things that I struggle with. A lot of times I can get really overwhelmed in really hard situations, and it can be really hard for me to find peace, and then also just having patience not only with others but with myself. And so something that I like to do is I like to just step away from situations and take a few minutes to just do some really hard deep breathing. You can set a timer or however long you need to, but just being able to step away and breathe, and also just remind yourself that like whatever situation you are in, like God is in control, and that you're able to handle whatever you're going through. And I feel like whenever you step away from the situation, it's easier to see like a big picture. And whenever I really have time, I really like to go out on like really long walks or just sit out in like nature. Long walks are like a really good thing for me to like empty out my mind, and also just like take some deep breaths and just focus on the situation that I need to go through.
So I'm going to talk about turning off your mind as well as resting your body. And I use this a lot this past year. As we all know, it's been kind of crazy, but I went through something really hard at the beginning of the year. And so these were things that really helped me through that time. And so just the fruits of the Spirit I'm going to talk about are love and gentleness. And the way that I relate these things to that is that, one, it can be really hard to love others and be gentle to those around us, but also a lot of times it can be really tough to love ourselves and take care of ourselves and be gentle with ourselves. And I found that was really hard for me this past year. And so just a way that you can do this. So with turning off your mind, you can set a timer anywhere from 1 to like 5 minutes, maybe, whatever you think is best. I usually put worship music on in the background. And when I say turning off your mind, I know that sounds kind of crazy because we have thoughts running through our minds all day long. And so it's not really easy to just turn those off. So for that time, I would use it as a prayer time, just to recenter myself on God. And so when those thoughts do try and pop in, just immediately bringing it back to Him, and just using that as a solid like prayer time, just talking to Him about what I'm feeling and what I'm going through. And then the resting your body. This is really good to do at night before you go to bed. So if you have a hard time sleeping or things like that, or your mind's just racing and you just can't fall asleep, one thing you can do is you can lay down and you clench your body up really tight, and then you start from your toes and you relax all of the muscles in your body, starting from your toes and all the way up to your head. And so you focus on each one. So you go from the toes and then your heels, and then you go to your calf muscles, and then so on and so forth until you get to the top of your head. And so that just really helps you really focus on yourself instead of just what's going through your mind, and it actually really does make you sleepy. And so that really helps me just to turn off my thoughts and things that might keep me awake at night.
I'll be talking about music. One of my big things is I just use music to feel joy. It's one of my favorite things to do. And it doesn't have to be like worship music. It's always good if it is, yeah. But I just love to listen to like either like soothing instrumental music, some symphonic stuff, or just whatever you're into. Like it doesn't have to be anything in particular, but really just to like sit down and let it take you for a second and just really feel the music. It's one of the best things I use to kind of like just be alone, shut out everything else that's going on. It's I also use it for peace a lot, to just calm myself down, and I think it's just a great way to be able to either calm yourself down, help yourself get rid of anxiety, or even to just like lay down and rest, but also to bring joy and to find something that you just really love. I think that really like brings me to God.
All right, guys, we hope you enjoyed this talk today. I hope that these are things that you can apply in your life. We find them to be really helpful for us, and like Katie said, it's really not always easy when we're going through things, when we're just sad or angry or whatever it is. It's hard to maybe show those fruits of the Spirit in our lives, especially to those around us. And so these things can just really help you just calm down and really connect you to God and help you to just cling to Him. And so we hope that you'll try these. And yeah, we have one more week. And so make sure you tune in for next week. It's going to be really fun. And thank y'all for watching. And now it is memory verse time.
Galatians 5:22 through 23. And the fruits of the Spirit are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. All right, thank y'all for watching.
Bye.